Gentlemen, welcome to the City Council meeting for Monday, May 19th. I'd like to call the meeting to order. At this time, I'd like our Troop 140 to come forward, if you would, and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. You guys can come right up here if you would. We should find out who they are, too. Let's use the microphone here. Come on up, guys. You can give us your name and then just pass it down the microphone.
I'm Daniel Lytle.
Okay, pass it down.
Kyle Kustrich, Peter Verdorn, Eric Small,
Bryce Johnson, Carl Tremble,
Nick Tremblay.
Luke Raymond.
All right, gentlemen, if you could lead us in the pledge right there. Turn face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Burchell?
Here.
District 1 Morset?
Here.
District 2 Yaku?
Here.
District 3 McCormick?
Here.
District 4 Weber?
Here.
District 5 Hoggett?
Here.
District 6 Vanslo?
Here.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on any item that's not on the agenda tonight? Now is your time to come forward and address the council. Okay, one more time. Is there anyone here that would like to address the council? Okay, let's move on. Discussion and possible action on consent agenda. Madam Clerk.
To approve the Common Council meeting minutes of May 5th, 2014. To approve claims for payment in the amount of $416,337.71. A detailed description is available in the clerk's office on request and is posted on the city's website. Contingent on payment of any outstanding debt owed to the city, approve the issuance of 18 regular operators licenses for the period May 20th, 2014 to June 30th, 2016, and to approve the issuance of 4 temporary operators licenses to be used at Spirit of the St. Croix Art Festival event in Lakefront Park on September 27th, 2014 to September 28th, 2014. Additional operator license application information is available in the clerk's office on request. To approve the temporary Class B beer license for the Hudson Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau for the Spirit of the St. Croix Festival, September 27th and 28th, 2014 in Lakefront Park. To approve the YMCA Youth Triathlon on June 7th, 2014 from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. with all the events starting and ending at the YMCA as recommended by the Public Safety Committee. To approve the Hudson Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau special event application for the Spirit of the St. Croix Art Festival in Lakefront Park with event setup beginning on September 26, 2014 and cleanup ending on September 29, 2014, and approve it as a community event contingent on having the Parks and Public Works Director perform a pre-event and post-event inspection of the grounds, that directional signage be approved by the Community Development Department, that the certificate of insurance be approved by the city attorney, and approve the request for a reduction in the required level of insurance to the limits provided on their certificate, contingent on payment of any outstanding debt owed to the city. To place on file the Public Water Utility Quarterly Report, the monthly financial report, the Public Utilities Commission meeting minutes of May 13th, 2014, and the semi-annual IT report. That is all.
move for approval.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Yaku?
Yes.
McCormick?
Aye.
Hoggett?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Vanslo?
Yes.
Morset?
Yes.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is discussion and possible action of transfer of contingency funds for city engineer. Mr.
At this point, we're obviously not sure where Tom Sifko is going to be working, what departments the funds are going to be charged to, so what I'd like to do is tentatively or temporarily move $25,000 out of contingency so that the money is there so that we can process payroll, and then as we send the money out to the different departments, we'll replenish contingency. And that'll just allow us to get started, and then next year we'll have an idea of where he's working and we can budget accordingly.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and possible action of Hanson Brothers Golf Holdings LLC, withdrawal of Class B liquor and Class B beer license. Renewal fees, request a refund. Basically, the Hanson Holdings Group, Golf Holding, has withdrawn their request for a liquor license and has requested their $600 be returned. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Discussion.
So any future owner would need their own, have to apply for something new.
How many do we have right now?
5.
We have 5 available.
Okay.
Okay.
And I will be discussing with Catherine, this is one of the ones that was annexed, so we have to discuss how that's treated.
Oh,
Because that property was annexed and it was added to our old quota, so we'll have to look at that and see whether that gets put back in with our available or if it goes away. But we still have 5 other ones available.
Okay.
Anything else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Application for liquor license renewals. In there, you see we have an application for Class B liquor and Class Beer B for Hague Inc., DBA Pudge's Bar and Liquor Store, and Class B Kingdom Buffet of Hudson Inc., DBA Kingdom Buffet.
Move for approval.
Second.
Discussion? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5D, discussion and possible action on request of Public Works Director to allocate funds from equipment sales to purchase 2 portable generators. As you can see there, Tom, I don't know if anybody has any questions. Basically, these are generators to open the doors during a power outage. The old one we have is kind of worn out, and he's looking to purchase 2, so both doors can open.
We have,
Also, the fuel tanks can continue to operate.
Right.
we have budget for it, so I'm going to move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Boy, this is a quiet group tonight. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5E, discussion and possible action on Highway 35 and Second Street repairs, Highway 35. Tom, why don't you come up and talk about this one?
Public Works is asking the Common Council to consider doing some road repair from Cooley Road to Vine Street. This would be hammering out the old asphalt that's in the cracks, blowing them out and putting a spray patch similar to what St. Clair County has done from the interstate to Cooley Road. It's more permanent than the process we've been doing for the last several years. We have got word from the Wisconsin DOT that Highway 35 from Cooley Road actually to the Lake Malibu Bridge will be repaired or reconstructed probably in 2019. So we're trying to get a little more temporary or a little more permanent repairs done to the Highway 35. It's unsafe. A lot of the bigger cracks are in crosswalks. Public Works is constantly repairing some of these. We're hoping to get more of a longer life repair. St. Clair County estimates that it'll be a 3-day process, 3 to 4 day process, and because they have the equipment to crash trucks, vehicles, the traffic control, and I feel that it's probably the best way to go at the current time.
Okay, also, this is, since it's over $15,000, we're asking to waive our policy and go with this bid, because our policy said at $15,000. Again, we want to get this done before the weather changes, so it gets awfully hot. It won't take as well, from my understanding. Is that correct, Tom?
When it gets too hot, it'd be nice to do it before it gets too hot. It could track.
Yep.
And he said it could break up again if it gets too hot, too.
And actually, they said once they get the okay, they could even start this week.
I'm going to make a motion to waive the $15,000 what did I say in finance? I'm gonna make a motion to waive the the
Policy.
need to bid above $15,000 and to give Public Works, a budget not to exceed $20,000 to have the county, to contract the county to spray patch Highway 35 from Buckeye Cooley Road to Vine Street. There and back.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, discussion.
Tom, curious, what does it cost per patching now? How much are we spending on the current methods?
It's multiple times where, last week, we had crew of 5 people down at the,
Corner.
Buckeye Second Street intersection, and it rained the next day, washed most of it out. Generally, I haven't got how many times, we've actually been on Second Street, but it's been numerous times this spring. And it seems like it lasts maybe less than a year when it does hold, otherwise it's less than that.
And they're out at 4 AM doing it. That's what Chuck
it's-
said. They were out at 4 AM to do the dairy.
Second Street is very hard to work on. I mean, by 5 AM, a lot of traffic's flowing, and then, then by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the people are already starting to park on Second Street. So it's pretty hard to work on where the county would have the vehicles and traffic control and make it a lot easier for us. Plus, they have 9 to 10 guys working all together to get the process done faster.
So we have an 8-man crew. We probably do Second Street 6 or 7 times a year with 5 out of our 8 men just concentrating on Second Street, and it doesn't last.
So that's at least $5,000 a summer,
Probably more.
a year, minimum.
Oh, I bet it's
Yeah, so
More
you
than
make
that.
You get that back in 3 years.
Right, and they're probably getting overtime if they're working 4 in the morning.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily
We
if you
our
change your
shifts,
shifts around, but the point is that it's not cost, yes.
Will this last to 2019, or
We
will I have to
hope
do it
so.
one more time, or do you think? or-
We've seen other communities at Somerset and Richmond, River Falls have done this process where they're beyond 3 years now and it's still holding up after 3 years, so we're hoping it'll get.
Cool.
And if it does, once we get rid of the old asphalt in the cracks, that we could touch it up, go over it again if we have to, when it needs to. And we won't have to do the whole process.
This is a good thing.
Yeah, very good thing.
Any other discussion or comments or questions? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Tom. Just one other thing on our First Street, Tom. Any updates on, I think that's Karen, for one item.
One
Yep.
item on the updates, curb and gutter and removal and replacement has started, and they're going pretty well. Structures, manholes and catch basins, ped ramps are being repaired. High water has delayed some of the work being done down by the boat launch.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Tom on that? Okay, thank you. New business, discussion and possible action, Resolution 6-14, resolution allowing the clerk, deputy clerks, or special registration deputies to conduct Election Day registration, issue sheet, and Resolution 6-14. Nancy, do you want to talk about this?
Well, it came to our attention that in order for the clerk or office staff to do any registrations on Election Day to help out if the polling places needed more assistance with that we needed to have a resolution in place allowing us to do those duties. So
So you're
That's-
basically deputizing, would that be a right way to do it? Deputizing the clerks? Additional?
as special registration deputies for Election Day registrations, yes.
I'll move to suspend the rules.
Is there a second?
Second.
We need a roll call on that?
Vanslo,
Yes.
Haggett,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Morset,
Yes.
Yaku.
Yes.
Okay, is there a resolution or a motion to approve?
I move to approve Resolution 6-14.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Basically, it's housekeeping.
Yeah,
In the event
haven't
that
had
there, it's busy enough at election that Nancy or I or someone here at the desk needs to help out with registration, just to, so that there's an, I think there was a change in the law that this is required now.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 7B, discussion and possible action on crosswalks and stop markings at intersection of Crestview Drive and Badger Drive and at other crosswalks in the city.
Mr. Mayor, I requested this be put on the agenda so this item could be done, particularly at Badger and Crestview. And I know that, Denny, you had suggested it was a development plan. As things are getting busier up there, Denny, and people are finding that road, they're backing up to get out of the turn lanes at the stop sign lights.
I had a discussion with the Development Center, LLC, late last week. They've agreed to pay the cost of the striping. I just had a discussion with Tom Zuli in regards to that. Perhaps if I can talk with them and see if we can get our city staff, public works staff to get in, stripe it, and charge developer, I think would be the quickest way of getting it done. But they're agreeable to pay the expense,
Okay.
whether they do it or whether the city does it, and I'll
Okay.
have to confirm that. So, but yeah, I have agreement with them that they're going to come in and do it.
Is it possible to make a thing tonight on that?
Yeah, it's on the agenda, so.
Well, I'd move that we have city staff address that issue and complete it, and then bill back that developer.
The city staff's experience in that type of, I mean, typically, we think I'm correct, Tom, saying that typically we prefer the private developers, when they're striping streets, you use our equipment, or not equipment, but, basically use our markers and so forth, so it's consistent with what we do, so it's consistent throughout the city. But we should be able to get that done pretty quickly.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Thanks.
carries.
Thanks, Denny.
You're welcome.
Communication and items for future agenda. Anything that anyone would like to add? Okay, 9A, it's EMS Proclamation Week. Proclamation. Before we get started, before I read the proclamation, I want to say what a fine EMS department we have here in the Hudson, and we're very lucky to have the dedicated staff that we have. So it's Emergency Medical Services Week proclamation, whereas the emergency medical service is a vital public service providing life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas the members of the St. Croix EMS and Rescue, with a roster of 51 EMTs and rescue technicians, there are 18, of which 18 are EMT paramedic level, respond to 1,892 calls during 2013. And whereas access to quality emergency and care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those experiencing sudden illness or injury. And whereas the members of the emergency medical services, whether career or part-time, engaged in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas in 2014, theme EMS, Dedicated for Life, was chosen to honor the a multitude of EMS practitioners serving our communities across the nation. With the changes taking place in our nation's healthcare system, new opportunities and challenges are emerging within this profession. Now, therefore, I, Alan Burchell, call upon the citizens of Hudson and all patriotic and civic and educational organizations to observe the week of May 19th through the 25th, 2014, as Emergency Medical Services Week, and call upon all citizens of Hudson to observe this week with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities regarding health, education, and safety issues. At this point, if we could, any communication for future agenda from the city attorney? No. City staff, administrator?
City Hall will be closed next Monday for Memorial Day.
Okay. At this point, if we could get a motion to go into closed session, please?
So moved.
Second.
We don't have to have a,
Yep.
yes, we do, a roll call vote on that.
Weber,
Yes.
McCormick?
Yes.
Morset?
Yes.
Yaku?
Yes.
Haggett?
Yes.
Vanslo?
Yes.
Okay, we're in closed session. Thank you, folks, for coming.